Good morning, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated Journato morning headlines on July 14, 2022. Amazon gave Ring doorbell videos to US police 11 times without permission. January 6 latest. Trump asking when hearings will end, as Fox guest admits evidence is breathtaking. The Independent, 5 takeaways from January 6 committee hearing. Reuters.com, Jan. 6 hearings, what we've learned, and what's next. The Independent, Republican boycott of January 6 committee is backfiring. Bloomberg, Jan. 6 hearing conjures chilling picture of future Trump tyranny. Italy's government on the brink as 5-star threatens to boycott confidence vote. The Guardian, Italy on the brink as Draghi's government faces collapse. Politico Europe, Draghi government stability at risk as Italy's 5 stars balk. The Independent, all crisis scenarios lead to Rome as ECB starts raising rates. Bloomberg, Italy's 5-star to snub key vote, pushing Draghi's government to the brink. More than 130 grain ships stuck in Black Sea as talks start in Istanbul. The Guardian, Ukraine begins restoring Danube river ports in effort to beat Black Sea grain blockade. Evening Standard, Ukraine says ships pass through Danube rivermouth, sparking hopes on grain exports. Joshua Schulte, former CIA hacker convicted of brazen data leak. BBC, former CIA engineer convicted in WikiLeaks espionage case. Reuters.com, former CIA employee convicted for carrying out largest data leak in agency's history. CNN, ex-CIA engineer convicted in biggest theft ever of agency secrets. US successfully tests hypersonic missile amid concerns America is falling behind Russia and China. Sky News, US successfully tests hypersonic missiles. The Telegraph, Air Force hypersonic missile scores second straight testing success. Bloomberg, US, successfully tests pair of Lockheed hypersonic missiles. Reuters.com, US carries out 2 successful hypersonic missile tests. Why I invented non-binary day. Russia-Ukraine war live news. UN hails critical step forward in resuming grain exports. Russia shells Mykolaiv, mayor says. The Guardian, Ukraine, heavy Russian shelling kills 5 civilians, wounds 18. The Independent, HIMARS rocket strike kills Russian major general and up to a dozen officers. The Telegraph, Bakhmut bombarded in wake of Ukraine attack on Russian air defenses. The Guardian, video shows explosions rocking Russian-occupied town. Uber facing questions over how it knew transport for London boss used app. The Guardian, not up to scratch, Uber files puts spotlight on weak enforcement of EU ethics rules. Politico Europe, Macron dismisses criticism of Uber contacts as minister. The Independent, the world is rightly appalled by the Uber files, the drivers aren't so surprised. The Guardian, opinion, Uber's story shows what happens when a firm moves fast and breaks things. Man charged with rape in Ohio after girl, 10, reportedly had to cross state lines for abortion after U.S. Supreme Court ruling. Sky News, Ohio man charged with rape of 10-year-old girl forced to travel to Indiana for abortion. The Independent, man charged with rape of girl, 10, that Ohio Republicans claimed was fake news. The Times, a man was charged in the rape of a 10-year-old who traveled to Indiana for an abortion. Biden commits to Israel's security as he embarks on Middle East tour. The Guardian, Joe Biden arrives in Middle East at time of rapid change. The Guardian, this is apartheid. Israeli human rights group hang billboards for Biden's visit. The Independent, welcome to Israel, President Biden. As a member of the Knesset, I have a request. The Independent, Joe Biden needs Saudi oil but must not ignore its human rights record. Russia-Ukraine war update, what we know on day 141 of the invasion. The Guardian, Russia and Ukraine reach basic deal on Black Sea grain ships, Turkey says. Politico Europe, Ukraine and Russia making progress on grain talks, says UN. Financial Times, Russia-Ukraine war live news, missile destroys ammunition depot in occupied town, officials to seek grain export deal. The Guardian, Ukraine remains wary as talks kick off to resume Black Sea trade. Extreme weather, from blankets on glaciers to ice creams for pandas, Europe finds new ways to deal with blistering heatwave. Sky News, Infernal 45C, 113F, heatwave hits Europe with thousands of holidaymakers forced to flee wildfires. Daily Mail, glaciers in the Alps covered up to protect him from extreme heat. Metro.co.uk, heatwave, what are the temperatures in other parts of Europe? Sky News, Western Europe wilts under heatwave. Sri Lanka on a knife edge as promised Rajapaksa resignation fails to arrive. The Guardian, Sri Lanka's president flees country as state of emergency declared, BBC News. BBC News, First FT, Sri Lanka's president flees to the Maldives. Financial Times, Sri Lanka's old political order has collapsed. What happens next? The Guardian, Sri Lanka, PM orders military to do whatever it takes to maintain order. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.